Now, COVID-19 has hit another school in Gauteng. At least 6 pupils and 2 teachers have tested positive at St. John's College in Johannesburg. It's reported 34 others who came into close contact with them are being quarantined. But to verify the numbers and find out if there are more schools affected, let's bring in Steve Mabona, spokesperson for the Gauteng Education Department. So, Steve, I'm seeing 2 schools of concern when it comes to COVID-19 infections. Give us the overall picture.
Thank you very much. We are looking very closely at all our schools. We are collating data, and we should be in a position to update, at the later stage on how many schools are affected. But besides the 2, we have received information that there are some that they are being verified. Because remember, we work very closely with Department of Health, and they will then do what is necessary and confirm those figures to us. But it's quite concerning. We just want to call upon people to always take a precautionary measure and make sure that all the activities that are at our schools, most especially extramural activities and extra curriculum time that is being given to our learners, we just need to be cautious when we conduct such events.
Yeah, of course, there was some concern about a rugby festival being held and, possible infection there, but the school saying that was not a possible area where people could have been infected. But how do you monitor that, Steve? Because you're seeing pupils gather in large numbers for these things.
Look, we interacted with all our schools to say, though you are allowed to engage in sporting activities to a certain extent, you just need to make sure that the COVID-19 protocols are adhered to. And if we have 3 cases that are being reported, you need to immediately report to the relevant authorities so that we can then go to those schools and make sure that we do contact tracing and make sure that we avert any chances of many people being infected. So they know we've interacted with them. You might be engaging in these activities, but make sure that you take precaution and make sure that we don't have a large number of people gathered, be it your learners and employees at the school. So we are monitoring that very closely. That's why we gave them an indication that if you have 3 cases that are reported, you should be concerned. Make sure that you report to us so that we can work very closely with Department of Health and make sure that we do what is necessary.
There was some consideration being given to allowing all pupils to return to classes going forward. Let's talk about whether you will change your mind about that, given that you're seeing more infections in schools.
No, remember that is being considered, but that's why it's important for us to collect data and send to the minister and empower her on a decision that must still be taken. Because remember, the minister will be informed by information that will be coming from provinces. So we are given that task to collect data and make sure that we avail, and not only on cases, but on preparedness. Whether are we in a position to be accommodative of all other learners, most especially looking at your primary schools, because that's where we feel that learners are losing a lot of curriculum time, and that's where we need to really catch up. So that data will then be informing the minister on whether is it appropriate for her to put a case at the National Command Council to make sure that at least if a decision is taken there, we will be guided by the data that will be coming across the country.
All right, thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. Steve Mabona is the Gauteng Education Department spokesperson.